What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Real Talk with Big Dave, and y'all know what it is. What up, though? I'm at it again. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, like, and comment, please. Well. I got a special guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself, young man?
What up, though, Big Dave? It's your boy Dame D from the What Up Though Show, joining you, on this crazy topic. You know what I mean? So I can't. I'm excited to be here. So again, thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, man, you know it's always an honor. You know how we get down. Hey, but yeah, man, we talking about this guy called Crud the Builder. He's a racist content influencer. He goes around in black areas into their space and he asks them, do they know about freedom of speech and do they mind freedom of speech? And the minute they say yes, he starts to call them chinks and monkeys and niggers. You know what I'm saying? And he tries to, he usually go to people that won't do nothing to him, but he tries everyone.
Right.
And dang, it's crazy because this guy here tried it with some blacks at a gas station, a younger group, and they chased him and spit on him, and he went to pull his gun, and the blacks pulled. They both had permits,
Right.
and the black guy pulled his also, and so he called the police.
I
But
remember that
they had their
video.
phones filming him like he was filming them, but he was messing with them.
Right.
When the police came, they told him to get out of here. He didn't do nothing to the other guys. So this was going on with this Chuck guy, and he went to a restaurant and didn't want to pay. He tried to dime and dash, and he went to court and they locked him up. So he was out on bond. While he was out on bond, while this guy was out on bond, right when he leaves the court case on the court, he goes and finds another black guy and asks him about freedom of speech. And the guy said, yeah. And then he started calling him a nigger and a chink, and the guy tried to attack him, and he pulled out a gun. He shot a disabled veteran.
Veteran. Yeah.
This guy was a veteran, but disabled. He shot him 6 times and shot himself once during the scuffle. So now he's in jail. He's facing 60 years, and they won't let him out. And it's crazy, man. What you think about all this?
Man, it's well deserving, and now we're calling him Cheddar the Bob Builder, because pretty much he shot himself like Cheddar Bob did in the movie 8 Mile, shot his own
Yeah.
self in the growings, in the midst of shooting his disabled veteran. It's well deserved where he at, where he's at. He's gotten what he's deserved, Dave. He was going around, antagonizing blacks, trying to, make them make a move, far as so he could make a move. You know what I mean? So he's in a place where he deserved to be. He in there with a bunch of gorillas now. So hopefully
Okay.
Chud is not chimping out.
Hey, you know what? That's the perfect word.
Right.
Because like I said, man, thank God that the disabled veteran didn't die. He just, had some wound problems. But I'm gonna let y'all hear this video, but I got it queued up, but it's gonna be on audio because I'm having some technical difficulties. It won't let me show the video, but I'm gonna let y'all hear him trying to be humble while he's behind bars with the blacks and Latinos.
And so it begins, man. Chud the Builder's tweets are being read aloud in court, and the judge is completely shocked, and you can see the disdain in the judge's face on the clips that I have here. Chud the Builder, man, you just a foolish guy. Even in the Bible, in Proverbs 18:6, it says a fool's lips walk himself into a fight, and his mouth invites a beating. Like even in Scripture, God understood. God made us understand it, I should say, that if you're going to talk it, you're going to pop it, you better be ready to fight, because your mouth and your words is going to invite the ass whooping that's coming immediately after. So Chud the Builder,
Y'all, that's Will Evans, man, the
you
guy
know,
that I watch. Y'all
he
go
going
over and
through a
check
hard
him
time.
out.
God is good. He calling home in tears.
We got a new phone call.
Hey guys, it's
Turn it up, Sunday, if you can.
again. I just want to tell everybody thank you for all the help and support. And they're trying to put me away for 60 years, which would be the rest of my life. So I just need you guys' help as much as possible. I appreciate all the help that you guys have already given. Just pray hard, man, because they're trying to take my life, truly. So I just need all the help I can.
Your call.
Stop that, man. Hey, y'all go over, man. That's Will Evans, man. A hell of a guy, man. Got a lot of nice content. Go check him out. But look, man, dang. Now he's trying to act humble. He's trying to cry and all that. You know why? Because he ain't there with them gorillas now.
Right.
See, he ain't doing that. He ain't doing the antagonizing now. He said they trying to take his life. See, you talking all that trash and all that. Like I said, thank God the veteran didn't die, but he shot his own self in the midst of it. So he ain't about that. So why is he going into people's space, antagonizing them and messing with them? See, he thought he was going to get, he's trying to get rich from this because a lot of whiteys is going to watch this and love it.
Yep, and I was just getting ready to say, Dave, that's what Chad thought. He thought that he was gonna, make his, get rich off of antagonizing blacks, and then he thought he was gonna be able to kill, some blacks in the midst of doing all this too. But he was proven wrong. He shot, and thank God, that this veteran did not die. 6 shots, Dave. God was definitely on his side. It was meant for this veteran to make it through. Hopefully he'll make a full recovery. But Chad got everything he deserves coming to him. For what he's for what he set out to do. His whole gimmick, Big Dave, was to antagonize black and get a reaction out of them so he can do bodily harm to them.
And he got what he was looking for. But this time he thought he was gonna get away with it. He ended up behind bars. Usually a lot of these whites, man, they get away with these things and he knows it. And he thought he was going to get away with it, but it backfired on him, see. You can't go around messing with people and popping off at the lip and think nobody's going to try you. Yeah, sometimes a lot of other people say, man, turn the other cheek, man. This been happening for years. We did a show, Dane, that we had a hell of a debate, me, you, and Shawnee D. And it's on my platform right now on my channel, and it's called Whites Won't Stop with the Racism. And we was
Right.
talking about a lot of people like Chud, the builder, that's going around antagonizing blacks and messing with their children. And we're starting to get with them on these situations. I understand a lot of people say, you got to keep it positive, but, you can't have a positive without a negative. Y'all got to understand that. And that's not promoting violence, but sometimes you got to fight back with people like this. I'm just sorry that the veteran had to get shot and wounded, but he wasn't buying it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's crazy, man. For this veteran to go out there, serve our country, give his life for our country, not to be hurt out there giving his life for our country, and to come home to be shot by this motherfucker. It's a disgrace. Chud is a disgrace. Hopefully, Chud has a lot of
Yeah,
complications
you
from shooting
fading
his
out a
own
little
self in the
bit, bro.
groin. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. But, like Chatter Bob. So it's a true statement. It happened in real life. That
Yeah.
was a movie, but this happened in real life. Movies are based off real things that happen in life, real stories that happen in life. But yeah, I want you to get to that other video, the part when the judge denied him bond and showed why he was denying him bond.
Okay,
So
here we go.
people
We
can
got to
see
cue that.
that so far is some kind of justice, not completely.
Yeah, and most definitely, man. I can one thing I can say, this judge was fair. He saw what type of motherfucker this Chud the builder is. He's a racist coward is what he is. And the judge really didn't have any sympathy or empathy for him. But here we go.
On the, I'm about to show y'all the judge face. Look at the judge face when he's listening to the prosecutor explain. Like, this judge don't like what he was hearing, man. So that's the judge that set the 10 company thing, the 10 company stipulation. And Chud the builder's lawyer responded in the hearing and said, that he was requesting the cap allowance be raised, saying that only 2 companies were willing to work with the case and allow Chud to be bonded out. The judge denied that request. So, you know, Chud the Builder's lawyer is like, man, look, only 2 companies are coming forward to say that they're willing to take on his case to allow him bail. You asking for 10. Where are we going to find 8 more companies? And the judge said, it's not my problem. It's your problem. If he can't find 10 companies, go back to jail. I don't care how much money you got or how much somebody come forward and say, we'll put the money up. It ain't just about the money. So I'm assuming that the judge knew that it wasn't going to go like that. Like 10 companies is not about to split a bail for one person. It's going to be really hard to find those 10 companies. If they do it, I'll be surprised. So clearly the judge is like, yo, I want to make sure that he stays in jail a little longer. He don't want him to get bail. The judge also made some statements that he's a big fan of curfews when he was talking about it. And so he also said that it was also revealed actually by Chud's lawyer that Chud is homeless right now. He's been evicted because of the content and because of the notoriety of this case. So because of that, the judge is like, yo, he don't have a place to live. Well, if he bails out, where's he going to go? And the lawyer's like, I don't know. Crazy. And so the judge is like, man, if you don't have no address, then what are we talking about?
Bond said in session is that the defendant and accused be subject to a. Now, does he do anything other than post on social media? At some point in it, I read if it's Chud the builder, and I have to assume that he does construction work.
Sorry, he does have a construction company. I believe most of his focus nowadays are on his online presence, but he, before he started posting, he ended up losing a construction job over some incidents, and that kind of led him into where we are today. So, but then he started his own business. Okay. So he does have his own business, but he's primarily a streamer, I guess would be the word.
Well, you know, maybe that one.
The judge like, bro, do he do anything other than antagonize people and be a racist and go around ruining society and causing problems?
You can stop it right there,
Chud
Dan.
is out on bail.
Yeah, so pretty much, man, the judge was not going for this bullshit,
Listen.
Big Dave. You know, the judge denied his bond. You know, give me your thoughts and your opinion on that, Dave. And I thought that was a beautiful thing that the judge did by, you know, making it 10 different
here's
people.
the crazy thing, that this is what the judge did. A guy came in there, another content influencer that's supporting Chud the Builder because he didn't think he did no wrong because he's white and he's doing the same thing. He's making money from it. He came in there to bond him out. His bond is $1 million. 10% of $1 million is $100,000. So the judge said, okay, you want to bond him out? You can bond him out, but it's going to have to go through 10 bondsmen's company. 2 came up and the judge denied it because it's going to be hard to get 10 bondsmen to take that and all be responsible for $10,000 each. That means $10,000 each from 10 of them is $100,000. So the judge knew what he was doing when he did that, to keep him there longer. Because people are coming up trying to pay his bond because they like what he's doing to us. So it backfired on him. And while he's in there, he's getting evicted because he can't pay his bills. And here's the crazy thing. He had a job making good money. He lost that job because he was doing this on the job and they wasn't having it. So he started his own business, and his business wasn't going fast enough. So he started being this racist content influencer, antagonizing blacks. Now that's not working for him. Everything is falling apart for him. He don't even have an address. Even if he was to get bonded out, you need an address to go to. So what you think about all that, Dan?
Yeah, you know, I think it's a beautiful thing what the judge did, the stipulations that he set. Pretty much what he did is denied Chud, the builder, his bond. So it's a beautiful thing, because like I said, at the end of the day, Chud was going around antagonizing blacks, trying to get rich off of doing this, and then really what he was at the end of the day, man, he was trying to do what a lot of white folks has been doing, meaning the police, is try to shoot and kill or bodily harm, a black person and get away with it, Dave. So, I'm all with it, man. I'm glad that, this white judge, at the end of the day saw through the bullshit with Chud and his lawyer was trying to do.
Well, you know what? Why I think the judge is working hard against him, because he has no choice. Because Chud, the builder, put him on blast and put him on front when he said, "I get out of it. It's not a problem. I get out of here."
Right.
So he believes that this how the system works, which it does work that way for them. But the judge had to show him that's not how it's going to work. What you telling us, that's how it's going to work.
Right. Like, like, damn, Chud, you
So he
put us
put
on
him on
Front
blast.
Street.
So he had no choice but to do something about it. You dig?
Right. Right. Like the judge was like, damn, Chud, you don't put, us on Front Street like how we do shit.
Yeah. But like I said, man, I want y'all to go over. I want y'all to look for that show that we did about a month or two ago. It's a long show though, but it's called Whites Won't Stop with the Racism. And we're having a hell of a debate about this. So go in there and check it out. I want y'all to make sure y'all subscribe, like, and comment. And at the same time, Dan, you got anything else you want to say? Before we get out
Pretty
of here?
much, man. Pretty much, we don't say it all. Chud is locked up. He thought that he was going to get rich off of antagonizing blacks on the internet and social media. He ended up shooting a disabled vet. A lot of folks were not proud of that. A lot of white folks turned they looked at Chad like he was a fool. So he's getting what he deserved at the end of the day, Big Dave. And hopefully he's in there with a bunch of gorillas and he's not a bunch of gorillas and he's not in there chimping out. So that's all I got to answer, man. That's all I got to say.
Well, of course he's in there with the blacks and the Latino who runs the jails.
Mm-hmm.
So he's scared as hell. You heard him on that phone call. Oh, now you worry because you ain't in the streets with that gun.
Right. See, and what I mean chimping out, those were one of his favorite words. Oh, don't be chimping out. So now he in there with a bunch of gorillas, so hopefully he's not chimping
out. Well, Dane, tell everybody where to find you, man.
Hey, look, man, y'all can find me over on YouTube, Facebook, Damon Jefferson on Facebook, but mainly YouTube, the What Up Doe Show on YouTube. Find me over there. Get with your boy.
Well, thank you for all that, man. Well, look here, man, before we get out of here, the special quote for today is, "The devil is always working. You cannot let him exist, because sometimes it's going to backfire, but this time it backfired on the double." Real talk.